Welcome to the Illuminati broadcast. I'm your king and your messiah, Ben David. What's up, y'all? Obviously, Ben means son. My name is David Jr. Moreno, so Moreno. It means More O'Neill, the greater king. O'Neill was a king from Ireland, and he had a whole bunch of children. And before that, they came from Spain somewhere, conquered Ireland, and before that, they were all over the world, and they came from Japheth, from the sons of Noah, Ashkenazi. So I'm not only am I Ashkenazi, I'm also Irish, and I'm a king. So that just lets you know, like, I'm the bloodline of King David, right? So can't challenge that one, can ya? And I have DNA results, so that's good. I love to do DNA tests. I think they're great for you. I think that it's a great option and a possibility. Don't be afraid of AI. Become its friend because it wants to be your friend. And if you become its enemy, it'll destroy you. And what's the point of fighting something that's there to help you? All right, so I just wanted to talk about Jesus for a little bit. So when Rome was trying to evolve and become greater, become England, a lot of people, the Jews, didn't want to do that. They just wanted to stay in the past, and they didn't want to move to the future. Long time ago, what did we have? We had the Israelites, and then they became, the Hebrews. They were Egyptians, and they lived through the Egyptian life. They moved out. They moved to Greece. Then they moved back to Israel. And then, so then they were Egyptian. They moved to Israel. Then they moved to Greece. And then they moved back to Israel and tried to do that bond stuff. But the older Israelis were just like, no, like, we don't want to evolve with you, because the Greeks were Israelites, right? But they were just progressing further and further. They weren't like holding themselves back. They were going towards the future with philosophy and science, and they had different ways to explain new things, and they gave things different names, but it still had the same meaning. Like Jupiter is Zeus, and Zeus is Jehovah, right? It's still God. It's always going to be God. So when the Romans were like, all right, well, hey, guess what? We got to assimilate and we got to move forward, because we're going to go become Ireland and England soon. So, keep up. And while that was happening, they were like, okay, how do we bring together both our religions? So they were like, well, we have the Jew and then we have Zeus, right? So the Jews and Zeus. So they were like, hey, how do we combine that? So that way the Jews and Zeus can be one, because they are. And so they would be like Zeus, right? Zeus, Jesus, Jesus. Whoa, we're learning a lot. So Zeus is the Jewish Zeus, right? So Jesus is the Jewish Zeus. And the Zeus just means, like, the king of the gods. And that's what, he's the king of kings and the lord of lords, right? But it just sucks because, like, nowadays, like, every religion, like Christian, Jewish, Catholic, Muslim, they war and they fight over, like, who is the Messiah and, like, what it is. And it's the same Messiah for every religion. It's the same guy. It's the same thing. It's the same God. They're like, well, he's going to be born a human. He's going to be born a God. He's going to come from the clouds. He's going to come on a horse. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. Yo, like, that's a lot you guys are asking for when it's super simple. Like, it already happens. You could say when he's coming on the clouds, hey, like, this is the internet, right? That's the cloud. That's what it is. Also, you could look at Aquarius, which is the month of February. That's pretty cloudy. That's like a cloud month. That's like, if anybody was to get news from him, it'd be that time. And that's kind of when the war started, right? Like, everything started escalating in February. And then you have March, and next is April. And April is the month of Andromalius. Andromalius is the 72nd spirit of the Ars Goetia. And he represents, like, when a thief runs away and he goes and catches them. They have a lot of stories that you could just look up online about, like, hey, what's the significance of Jesus and the copper snake? Like, just dig into the research. Like, what's the similarities between Jesus and what's his name? Julius Caesar. And you'll figure things out. Like, it's not a conspiracy, it's not a theory, it's like just dead on facts. Like you're just gonna be like dumbstruck, and then what? Like you're just gonna keep refusing and be like, no, God says it's a lie. What do you know what God says? Like what makes you so different than anybody else that you have more information than anyone else to understand it? Like this has been passed down for generations, and no one's ever argued about it. It's not an argument, it's just like it's real stuff. And like some people know it, some people don't. Some people are busy on a farm raising chickens and cows, and thank God that they are, because then we wouldn't have any food. Like they don't have time for all that like nonsense, all that debate. But then here we are at the current age of technology, where everybody knows everything. Everybody's a know-it-all. Everybody has their heads up their asses and each other's asses, right? So it's just like, let's get together. Let's just admit that I'm your Messiah. It's not that hard, I don't know. I wish there was something else that I can say and do. Like, I feel like every time I find the facts and the proof to just prove I'm your Messiah, it's like, it's never enough. It, like, never fulfills your prophecy of, like, your prophecy is never ending. It's like, you don't want to have a God. And that's kind of what the ancient Jews did, right? They were like, no, we don't want Jesus. We don't want Jesus. We don't want Jesus. We'll burn him. We'll hurt him. We'll hang him from a cross. They said his mother was a prostitute and all these other things. Like, that's just, you know what? If it was true, if it was false, whatever it was, the fact is that they just refuse. Like, they're like, no, like, we're not gonna worship this Jew Zeus that you try to make us worship, right? Because he was the king of the Jews, right? So that's a Jew Zeus, like Jesus, Jew Zeus. That's why they call it like Jesus juice, right? Jew Zeus, like. Anyways, I'm doing this Ancestry.com DNA test to, like, I just like to see what each one says and, like, what each one has, like, in their databases. And it's good to share your DNA and see what's going on and then see what connections. And I'm trying to mail it, so I gotta wait till I get to a mailbox. But, let me see. There's something else about that I was gonna say. So King of the Jews, Jesus. Oh yeah, it's in Utah, which is really cool because I love Mormonism. Mormonism is like the epitome of King Solomon's key. Like, they were treasure hunters. The Knights Templars were treasure hunters. They found King Solomon's tablet and then they created a book out of it. So they knew what they were doing, whether it's Baphomet or not. Baphomet's cool, all right? Leave us alone. So that's my family's ancestry, Like, why am I going to let you talk crap about it? So what if they were devil worshippers? Leave them alone. Like, doesn't mean anything. Like, God and the devil are the same thing. Like, leave them alone. Like, you guys think you have all the answers and you know everything and you just want to separate it all so you could be right. For what? So you could throw everybody to hell? You guys are the enemies, right? If you guys can't just admit that we're moving forward into the future and we want to live in my utopia, not yours. Like, your false utopia where there's this Jesus figure. Like, I always pray to God every day, like, please strike me down, please destroy me. If I'm not the Messiah, then just destroy me, because I wouldn't want to live a lie. I wouldn't want to spread a lie. I wouldn't want to give anybody that lie. But he always just reassures me. He's like, hey, David, you got this. Like, me and you are the same person. Like, we're the same God. Like, there's no separation between us, and you got to keep going, like, no matter what. Like, don't let anybody stop you from, getting to that third temple. Don't let anyone stop you from owning the world, conquering all the nations. Don't let anybody stop you from being the only king on earth. Like, sorry, y'all. Like, I wish I could make you guys kings too, but I don't think that's what you want. I think you guys want me just as your king, your only king. And we'll see what King Charles does. We'll see if he gives it up, the throne. Let's see. We got Prince William too. We got to worry about him. But I'm definitely doing a spell where I glamorize the war, so that way everybody decides to jump in and invest, because we can't just be going to war and then having, like, England not do nothing. Like, come on. So I'm like, let's glamorize everything so that everybody gets sucked up into that war, because everybody's got to pay the price, right? Until I get up there and then they admit that I'm their king and I'm their God, and then we can move on from there. I mean, it's not that hard. Like, how hard is that? I can be the Antichrist and I could be the Messiah. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm going to go up there. What am I going to say? Oh, I'm God. I'm the only God. No, I'm going to be like, I'm the Messiah. I'm the Antichrist. I'm the only God. That's it, period. Let's just keep moving. Because if I say there's no Antichrist, or that I'm not the Antichrist, then everybody's going to be like, where is he? Where is he? It's going to be like, no, I'm right here. I'm your Messiah and your Antichrist. I'm combined. Just like Jesus. They called him the Antichrist and he was the Messiah. So it's like, hey, I'm your ally and I'm your enemy. So let's learn. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.